There used to be a time where I used to hate competition down to my guts. Back when I was 16, 17, and I never wanted to compete in anything. Not in competitive sports, not in competitive examination, nothing. I wanted to stay away from that. And you would say that, Ashish, really? Yeah, you can ask yourself, do you really want to compete? Because there are huge amount of stakes over here and you can work extremely hard, and ultimately in the end the result might not come in your favor. So there's a huge chance that all that effort might go in vain. So competition was something that I was very uncomfortable with. I am still very uncomfortable with competition. Really, currently, I'm not in favor of competing. I don't want to compete with anyone. I want to just do my own thing. So, initially, I was not in favor of competition, and now I do not like competition, but there was something in between where I did compete a lot. I competed for 6 years in competitive examination, various competitive examination, dozens and dozens of them. And yes, you can really think about how much you have to study to compete in academics field for years. And I did that. And way past when I even knew that I was already in it, I actually realized that I'm already competing. Then what actually changed? Well, to put it in simple words, I found out that there's no alternative option. I found out that if you have to change something in your life, you have to fight for it. It is as simple as that, because the answer to that is also very, very simple, that you are not the only one who wants it. As human beings, as human race itself, we compete because a lot of us wants the same thing and a lot of us run for that. And some choose not to run and some chooses to run and go and get it. But one thing is for sure, if you don't go for it, you're never going to get it, because already a lot of people are going for it and they are also not getting it. So ultimately, if you want something, you have to go for it. And if you don't go for it, then ultimately you are going to be left with regrets 50 years down the line, which is going to be much more tormenting than failing in any competition. So this is what I found out, and I already found myself inside because it was pretty logical. You have to compete if you want something. But there are a lot of good things about competition. Well, competition teaches you a lot of things in the fastest manner possible. Look at World War II. If you look at World War II, it is nothing but competition. The whole Europe is fighting, and in that, the rest of the world is dragged. And you are going to find the greatest technology that you find right now. The ancestry of that would be in World War II: computer, radars, internet, rocket science itself. Every part of rocket science is built upon the missile technology. In the end of World War II, Germany was beaten. From one side, Russia captured it. From the other side, United States captured it. And they decided to take half of the scientists of rocket science or the missile technology at that time to Russia and form their own space agency, and half of them were taken to America to form NASA. Russia formed Roscosmos. So, and that was the beginning of the space age. And then started the space wars, to who is going to get first to the orbit, who is going to land first on moon, and who is going to reach Mars. And all these things started to happen. The biggest technology was born because of competition. But in that competition, a lot of bad things happened also. Thousands and thousands of people died during the World War. And can we have a healthy competition in which no one dies? Yeah, probably we can. But the competition always comes with its own costs, and we lose a lot of things while competing. Competition is always filled with sacrifices. So you have to choose whether you want to change your life or you want to let it be the way it is. And in that also, you're sacrificing something. You are sacrificing the change. And thus a human being takes a decision what that person actually wants to do. The balance would be go over there, compete for some time, compete relentlessly, get what you want, and get out. Get out when you're satisfied. And you have to understand what satisfies you. And that is why it is very important to compete for what you really want. For me, getting a job in Indian Space Research Organization really satisfied me. A lot of people said, no matter what you do, you will never be satisfied. I cracked GATE examination, got into IIT Bombay, got into Bhabha Atomic Research Center, kept on working, tried to get into Indian Space Research Organization, and people will be saying that after that you'll be trying for engineering services, then you'll be trying for civil services. And for me, I really wanted Indian Space Research Organization, and the day I got rank 4, I settled down for that. I said that that is more than sufficient for me. I don't want to compete anymore. The last examination that I want to give in my life was the examination that I really wanted to crack. It's as simple as that. I need to get out. That was my point of getting out of it. And after that also, I'm not competing. I'm running personality development courses, but I'm not competing with any other personality development course, because I believe that my course is unique, and in being unique, you have no competition. I'm running a YouTube channel. There are thousands of other YouTube channels, but I don't compete. I create my own unique content, and if you do so, you don't have to compete. So currently, I'm not competing at all. I'm out of it. But I would not be able to do this if I would not have ever gotten into competition. I got into that brutal competition for 6 years, worked very hard, competed with each and every single person in that 1 lakh people that appeared along with me in those examinations. And then I came out to be successful over there. So you have to choose your fight. You have to fight hard, and you have to know when you have to get out. That is the perfect balance, and that you have to decide for yourself. Remember that the exit is going to be end of competition. So if you are afraid of competition, if it irritates you, if you never want to compete in anything, and if you think that there are a lot to be at stake and you don't really want to risk it, you don't really want to work very hard for something that might not even turn out good, there's one thing that is going to surely happen. You're going to learn a lot, because competition is the single most best way to learn the fastest. And thus, you have to compete in any competition that you choose is worthy to get out of competition.